NN.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hey, welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. And I'm here today with Lisa Lynch, and she's someone I mentored for a little while, and it's a weird story how I got here today. Because actually, I'm a meteorologist, and I started at the Brooklyn Cafe because I'm going to start a segment there, and it's going to be called Weather and Travel, and that's going to be kind of a cool little thing on the side. But as I was there telling my story and talking about, well, we're supposed to talk about weather, I ended up talking about my life story. And lo and behold, it leads me here today because I found out that Lisa also was on the Brooklyn Cafe, and she showed them how she walked for the first time. And I'm sitting here listening going, wait, Lisa, wait, that's my girl. I mentored her. I was so excited that I wanted to bring her on, and so we could share our stories with you and inspire more people, hopefully. And we're going to have a Facebook page group that we're going to start together, and that way we can spread the word, spread healing thoughts, basically Shining On is the name of the Facebook page. So, join us on Shining On, and that way we can kind of continue what we've been doing.
But we're going to do it together.
And we're going to do it together, and we're going to hit more that way. And so here's Lisa Lynch, and I wanted to let you, tell us your story on how you got here as well. And then I'm going to, chat with you about everything, too.
Okay. You mean how I got on the Brooklyn Cafe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was invited to come on the cafe. I had advocated for beach mats. I had a girlfriend, Felice, who had been on the show, and they invited me to come along because I had advocated in the area to get us accessible mats so we can roll our wheelchairs right on the beach.
Right. That's so awesome. And the weirdest thing is I did the same thing in Miami. So we knew each other. I mentored her. I did not know she went on to do this. And then I did that when I had a condo down in Miami because, again, how am I going to get a wheelchair out on the beach? I felt horrible. Then when I was bringing Lisa to the beach to get some fresh air in her early stages of learning to walk again, she did it. She did it, too. I was so proud.
Yeah.
So proud of you.
It's actually really cool because we had a lot of meetings at the pier at Lake Worth. And then we went to have what, pizza or food after. We met there quite a few times, and she'd bring the dog, and that was really the only way I could get on the beach at the time.
That's Chewy.
And it was challenging because I actually thought that me getting onto the beach, as I always had done for 30 years living down here, and then I couldn't do it anymore. And part of my heart was broken, and one day I happened to run across the mats in another sit in Deerfield Beach, and I said, oh my God, this is amazing. Why don't we have this?
Right.
So that's how I kind of got started on my journey, and I had no idea that you did mats in Miami. So go in and repair me, and what I was faced with was paralysis from the waist down.
Right.
And they didn't know, they basically said I'd never walk again. I wouldn't have
Right.
any movement. And I had to go to rehab, and then I started on my recovery. And it's been 7.5 years, and I'm glad to say I'm actually somewhat mobile as far as using crutches or a cane. I'm walking in a pool now.
That's awesome.
And I haven't given up, and I'm keep fighting.
No.
And now I have a very active life. I just do things a little differently.
Right, right. Well, it's all about chameleon, basically, because that's how my story was as well. And that's how I got her. I ended up meeting her. It's because I mentor people, men and women, excuse me, for the Brain and Spinal Cord Institute of Florida. And being that what I went through, they kind of meet and set up possible people that are similar scenarios. We weren't really quite the same. She broke her back. I had my spinal cord cut open to resect a tumor. So I've had a lot of surgeries, brain surgery and broken neck, etc. So I've been through the ropes, so I was able to give back. And that's what we want to continue doing. We want to continue giving back. And so Lisa and I started talking, and I'm going, you know, let's get on this show. And then she started thinking, her brain's going and said, we should really unite our front and hit more people and see if there's other folks out there that might benefit from what we've learned, because we've learned so much in the last, for me, it's been like 20 years of going through a lot. But I've known you, obviously, from the beginning.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Not as long as you, but it's having, different mobility issues and figuring out solutions to
right.
things, the way I used to do things and learning a new way. And it's encouraging, though, because life's great, and there's so much we can still do as long as we have the ways and the accessibility to do it.
Absolutely. And we also want to kind of spread kindness and understandment, because a lot of people just don't understand that sometimes not everyone might be completely wheelchair bound. Some people are somewhat mobile, but we still have some of those deficits and problems, and we understand. But a lot of the people in our families or in our lives, they don't quite understand. And so we want to start bringing out awareness to everybody, and we want to spread that so other organizations can get involved with us. And hey, if you're involved with those bath mats, the mats that we can put down on the beach, give us a call at 1-888-565-1470 and set us up with some of those, and we can maybe spread that through every beach, not just Deerfield. Yours Boca or Lake Worth?
There are mats that I got into Lake Worth, and then they're going to be going in Boynton and Jupiter.
Okay, good.
As well.
Good.
It's just waiting on the permitting.
We're moving up. So, so depending on where this is being broadcast out of, other sections in Florida, let me know. Or let us know. Give us a call. You can also, hey, I said in the beginning, I'm a meteorologist, so I have a page called Florida Severe Weather, and you can always contact me there as well. And that way, we can kind of keep this moving forward and hopefully, help more and more people. That's kind of our goal. And in the future, we want to see it expand.
The thing is, I think what happens is that there's 1 out of 7 people have mobility challenges, and
right.
I think that there's just a gap, and we don't really realize with little things how much easier it makes it for people that are struggling with mobility. And it could be elderly, it could be
That's true.
any kind of
child with cerebral palsy.
It could be an autoimmune disease. It could be MS. There's so many different things that could happen that affect our mobility. And like people even with neuropathy, their feet hurt so bad that it's hard for them to walk on the sand. And I know we have that.
Yes.
So your feet are very
I'm nodding. Yes,
they're
yes,
very
yes.
like icy and sharp, and just different things that people experience.
Right.
And we're just trying to get it so we all can live the fullest lives that we can.
Right. And I think together, if we all unite in a community page like this, it's going to really help a lot more people at one time. And I think if we can reach out to organizations, like I was saying, or companies that can help us out in our future endeavor, I think, in the long run, this could be a great benefit.
Yeah, and I also think too, we talked about like speaking publicly and telling our stories in detail about what we've experienced in the rehab and the warrior spirit we have to have, and the determination and never give up attitude that it took to get this far.
Right. Now, tell me a little bit more about your recovery. Where did you go for rehab?
Well, when I was first injured, I started out with traditional rehab. They put you for 30 days in a facility, and then I went to traditional rehab. And then I went to a neurological center. It's now called Center for Neurological Recovery, and it's a very intense-based program, 5 days a week. And I worked there for several years. Okay. And then I've taken some breaks. I just went back recently for 6 months. And they have, state-of-the-art equipment to actually have you walking again.
Right.
So you're reprogramming your brain. So I did that, and then I was there. And then I've also done traditional therapy at rehab centers. I go to Gloria Drummond Institute. I have a great neuro PT there. And then I work out with a trainer regularly, and then I bike ride on a 3-wheeler.
Right.
And now I'm in pool therapy.
Awesome.
So
the
pool's
therapy is
amazing because now I'm actually walking and trying to get response from my feet. So it's pretty exciting.
Right, that is.
So, I mean, I still have a long way to go, but I've just come so far from when I first didn't have any muscle tone or anything on my legs at all.
I told you would. I told her
she did tell me. She gave me a lot of hope in the beginning because I saw you and you were, had the dog, and I know it was challenging your balance and all the things, but you showed me what was possible, and I was so grateful, and I want to give that back now as well.
And I think that's what we're all kind of trying to do is, if we've been through such hell, I guess you could say, but really, it's at least if we can channel all our pain and suffering into something good, that's basically what we're doing and what we want to do in the future and kind of help out with that. I have a book that I'm actually writing, so that's going to be done hopefully November 3rd. So I'll let you know all about that either on my Florida Severe Weather page on Facebook, because I'll keep you up on that, or at Brooklyn Cafe, because I'll be there as well. Hopefully, maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah, meteorologist.
And that way I can say hi and give you some weather updates. And of course, in hurricane season, it's going to be crazy. So I'll be there more often. And I'm going to try to broadcast live from home so we can kind of unite everything together. And we'll see how all that goes. And what do you have in your future endeavors? How are you doing? Are you working now? Do you?
Well, I volunteer, and I volunteer in service with gratitude training in Fort Lauderdale. It's an amazing coaching program for a transformational training for people that want to take their lives to the next level, which is amazing.
Great.
And I also advocate for beach mats, and I volunteer with a foundation, Unlimited Abilities, and I just, try to give back now in the community, and then have time for all the rehab we need, which is a full-time job.
And it's exhausting. I know it is. I mean, I know when you're trying so hard to get better. I mean, we got to relax too. We got to give ourselves
we need
a break.
Self-care. We definitely need self-care too.
And I want to make sure that if there's anybody out there listening, just to make sure to call into the studio, and get connected with us, because we're here to help. And I think when there's a united togetherness and a community that we understand, then it makes a world of difference. I didn't have that. At all. When I had all my issues and problems, which I can kind of tell you a little bit about. But I had originally I had a condition called multiple cavernoma syndrome, and it's a very rare condition. So nobody knew what was wrong with me. Doctors were like, "You got a ticking time bomb. There's nothing we can do for you. Live your life." And I was like, oh, "Excuse me, I can't. You gotta give me more than that." So I worked on back then, literally, I'm going to age myself here, but I was like 25 years ago, maybe, I would Google, and back then, you didn't have the computer like now. It's like 25, 30 years ago. And I found an organization in Germany. I had a German neighbor that actually spoke German. They got an American-speaking person on the phone with me. This is how it all went down, is because I was able to type in varicose veins of the brain, because I asked the doctor, okay, you can't fix me. Well, what's wrong with me? You know, give me some sort of idea why it's bleeding. And then they said, well, there's vein weakening and then this and that. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, like varicose veins in the brain. I said, okay. And I literally typed in varicose veins of the brain. And it brought me to some hospital over there. And that doctor went to a hospital over in Switzerland. And that doctor went from Switzerland over to over here at Duke University. So then I became a test subject for Duke, and then had, you know, from that point on, people started understanding, and they started making the diagnosis, named it and everything way back then. They didn't even have no name. And so I was clueless. So to have something like this to unite us together is huge. And back then I started a group, angiomalliance.org. So you can always get on that site too. And if you have cavernous angiomas, by all means, get on angiomalliance.org, because that has all your information you can possibly need. Well, when Connie and I started that 25 years ago, and all this went down and started going awry for me in my life. But, you know, after the surgery, after surgery, I said, you know what, I'm strong enough now. Now I want to try to help everybody else. And that's where I ended up. From the Brain and Spinal Cord Institute of Florida, I was asked to mentor other people. So, you know, it all just goes on and on from there. And that's why I think it's very important for us to keep giving that helping hand. And never give up, you know. There's so much we can offer. There's no reason to be just sitting around, you know, doing nothing. And
yeah, I get excited when I'm at the beach and there's like 4 people there using mats on that day, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great, because they actually get to go and they get to live and like be with people. And
even my girlfriend that has the baby with cerebral palsy, you know, she has the cart, so you can't get out on the beach even with the baby carriages and everything else. So
it's very universal. It helps
everybody. So and we really want to advocate getting these on the beaches.
And even like any kind of recreation, I think there shouldn't be any gaps for accessibility in this country today. That's my personal vision, because there's just...
I go to some stores. Have you gone to stores where you see they try to pack everything in the store so tight? You can't, you know, they try to get as much of the supplies and everything. I go around and I just remember when I was in the wheelchair, I'm going, there's no way a wheelchair can get through this. There's no way. Everywhere I go, I'm looking, there is just no... But they don't make it easy for wheelchairs.
I mean, it's very good as far as like buildings, new construction. Like I find it pretty easy. It's
the ramps.
You know, there's just some physical, like older buildings, older stuff. But I find pretty much, you know, with the pool lifts are nice now that they have. If you go to a hotel,
they have the lifts and stuff.
You can get in the pools easier. I mean, just for people to really experience everything that you did before.
Right.
It's just little solutions is all we need. And we can figure out a different way to do things. And it's just being open and being aware and letting us offer solutions that would fix the problem.
That also would be good, having this group, because if you have solutions, if you guys out there have solutions, if companies have solutions, any ideas, join us. And then that way we can share and work on it and see what we can make happen, because that's kind of what we always want to do. We want to make something happen. We want to make it easier on people. We want people to have the understanding and knowledge. We want people to have the patience, the kindness to others that might not be walking so fast, but they look okay. You know, because you don't know what's going on really inside their bodies. You know, and that's another thing.
That's the whole thing. You can look so good, but just feel so different inside.
Yeah, because every single step I take, I have to think about it. So when there's a group of people come in and I'm I hold on thinking, oh my goodness, or chewing.
And then we have to go to we have to know where the restrooms are and
in advance.
Different ways we're going to do things.
Navigate. I always say navigate.
And, we think about so many things.
Right.
That we never thought about before, and it's okay. Like, it's just our life, but it's just I think it's just a little bit different when you have mobility challenges, and it's just a different kind of life, and I think everyone would attest to it. And
Right.
it's just different. It's not bad. It's just
No.
different.
It is different.
And if we could just fill those gaps that we have and make them better, the world's just a better place for everyone.
Right,
For
right.
anyone with any kind of mobility challenge.
Right. Have you ever done any, speaking or any kind of supports yet? Have you been asked to do anything? Because you're going to be good at it. I could tell.
I want to start a movement on mobility
Good.
awareness of just the little bit of things that we need to really change our lives to a whole new level.
Right, right.
And it's just little simple things.
So you're going to be next to get out there and start mentoring, I'm sure.
Yes, I do coach.
Okay, good.
I coach. I am a life coach.
Nice.
I'm in service a lot with Gratitude Community, and I love it. I love transformation,
Awesome.
and I find I inspire a lot there, and
Oh,
I get,
good.
I really make a difference in that community.
Right.
And so I do give back a lot.
And we all can make a difference. That's, that's the whole
But
point.
I would love for us to eventually public speak and raise awareness and maybe start a movement. I'd be excited about that.
Yay! Okay, that's what we're gonna work on that, right?
All right.
Okay, we're gonna work on
We're
that
working on
together. So again, if you have any questions, if you want to call in to us and give us a call, it's 1-888-565-1470, and we'll be here to answer any of your questions. But until then, let's keep chatting about all this. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. You have so many good stuff going on. We both do. It's been,
Yeah, well, we got to stay active. That's the thing. Hurricane season's coming, so for me, this is my chill time. This is my little relaxation time. But
it's come June 1st.
oh boy, but we have to prepare. So we're going to have a segment on the Brooklyn Cafe, and it's called Are You Prepared? And basically, that's what I'm going to help with. I'm going to be either helping with travel and weather, because when you're dealing with cruises and just traveling, we got a lot of tourists that come to Florida. So the Brooklyn Cafe will have that segment as well to help, and then Are You Prepared? That's really important. You guys have to be prepared. So when June 1st comes around, you got to really have your hurricane box ready, and we're going to have everything on the show, weekly, so you're not worried about anything. And anyone who's followed me for a long time knows I don't like to overhype. I don't like to freak anyone out. I've been really accurate. I think you're on my site. You better be
I
on my
am
site.
on your site.
Okay, good. So,
Hey, you're good. I like your site. It tells me
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, and I just, basically, it's not like everyone should be panicking. It just, if you're prepared. Same thing when what happened to us. I actually knew in advance what was going to go down with my health and stuff, so I kind of prepared. And since I had the flights prepared to go to Mayo Clinic, get me up there for the surgeries, and I had everything organized and ready, I felt like, okay, now let it be. What is what will be kind of attitude. Because if you don't, then you're freaking out at the last minute, and that's not good either. So what we really want to do is get everyone prepared for hurricane season and make sure you're not freaked out. I mean, it's the odds of the eye of the storm coming right over you, just because these storms are humongous. So, they're getting bigger and bigger every year. I mean, that's inevitable, unfortunately. And
hurricanes are my least favorite thing
yeah,
ever.
they're getting bigger and bigger. They last a long time. There's a lot of new Floridians here, that have not experienced that. So I kind of handhold them and coax them through it all, and people from other parts of the world call, and they give me, my mother's in Fort Myers, they can't get out. And so I'm helping everybody get the parents out to the safe zones and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So it
So
gets
you're
really
really-
in-depth, yeah.
And I know you travel there, too.
Yeah,
You go to the
yeah.
location.
Yeah, I like to make sure, to keep coverage of it and everything else. But, when it hits you, because it has, I get it. I get this, and I get that, because I've been through the hurricanes one after another. So I understand the fears of people, and I like to kind of keep everybody calm with that. And I get what you were going through, so I wanted to be there for you. So I was glad I was there for you.
I was glad you were there. You were awesome.
So that
You
way-
really gave me a lot of hope back then that, I was going to be okay.
Yeah.
I knew,
Yay.
I knew I was going to be all right.
I knew you were.
Yeah.
I could tell you. I could see your spirit. I can sense things like that about you. She's got the warrior spirit. The spirit. I have a hoarse throat, excuse me. I'm like coughing over here. But, you know, I just, what's curious about what you were doing between now and then. Oh, your therapy. That's right. That's what I wanted to ask you. You said you went to therapy at which location?
It's called Center for Neurological Recovery.
Okay, that's in where?
And that's in North Palm Beach.
Oh, North Palm Beach.
And it's a facility that's full, like a few hours in the morning every single day.
Because I remember
and it's intense rehab.
Right.
But it's for neurological injuries.
Oh, okay.
And anything of the brain, spine is, you know, any kind of neurological strokes.
Oh, wow.
Spinal cord injuries, brain, like
'Cause
anything.
I
don't exactly, you know, I know it's very specific.
I'm going to get that information from you, and if anyone wants that information, of course, call in and ask. But I'm going to get that information from you because my neurosurgeon in Mayo, unfortunately, is no longer practicing. I'm actually looking for a neurosurgeon.
No, it's not a neurosurgeon.
But a neurosurgical location and rehabs. And,
it's a specialized rehab center.
Right.
Yeah, it's just rehab. It's not a doctor or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a neurosurgeon locally or no?
I actually had surgery at St. Mary's.
Okay, that's where. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I
That's
had to be
where
trauma hawked in and stuff.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was trauma hawked as well, St. Mary's. I was there for a long time. I want to bring the dog. I loved the dog days there, but I'm running out of time, so I believe it or not, we're running out of time.
We really talked quick, and I was like, what are we going to talk about for 27 minutes? And we did.
Okay, let me just wrap it up. I'll see you guys at the Brooklyn Cafe. A couple times a week. We're not sure exactly the days, but we're going to definitely do a segment on travel and weather, and we're going to definitely do a segment on Are You Prepared for the hurricane season. And obviously join me at Florida Severe Weather on Facebook, and that way.
Our Shine On.
And of course,
our Shining On Facebook page.
Right. It's on Facebook. It's called Shining On.
Shining On.
Yeah, just Shining On, and it has a beautiful picture of
sunset.
Yeah. So if you see the sunset, that's us. And if you want to share your stories and we can help in any way, then
reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you guys.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Tell Us Your Biz, and we'll see you again.
Bye.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.